What's up, fam? Next question. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Oh, my God. We got talk. We're talking Sixers and Ben Simmons.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like oh, this game he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Monday Morning Quarterback only on A2D Radio. Every Monday we are brought to you by the best fantasy sports app in the business. That's FanUp, and it's the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D. 5,000 bonus points, $50 value. FanUp.app right on the Apple Store. Go check them out. FanUp, you can get in the Monday night contest tonight, and a ton of lineups. Enjoy yourself. Soak it in. Promo code for days. Ryan Brodo, I'm Tom Arnone. The family out there, welcome in. We got a lot to talk about, like usual. NFL Week 6 breakdown. We'll go through some of our winners and losers of the week, like we do on every Monday. Latest Eagles news. So they're not going to be the main topic at hand, but there'll be a topic. We'll discuss, dive in, what's left to be said until they play again almost, right? Like what's left to be talked about. We're going to talk about the quarterback and the coach a million times. And let's see if something changes. Because if not, we're beating and killing a dead horse. We're crushing a dead horse. And there's no point to do that. And the Sixers make that easy. NBA standing predictions. Season starts tomorrow night, family. All right, you ready? Are you ready? We should be ready here in Philadelphia. But because of off-the-court issues, per se, off-the-court situations, non-dunking basketball situations, maybe they call it, non-shooting situations, we are in where we're at. And the Sixers and their season preview is going to be our main topic at hand. And it's going to tie right into our poll question, brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Use promo code A2D, 20% off and free shipping. Our poll question, Ben Simmons will play in the Sixers season opener on Wednesday. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow. Shoot your shot tonight. You know what I mean? Shoot your shot. Hit a like. Hit a subscribe. Hit a share button. Comment in. That's all you got. That's all you got is the opportunity to take your shot. Chris, we're just talking about Wednesday. You know what I mean? We're not even talking about if he plays all year like we talked about before we came on. We're just talking about strictly Wednesday. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. How does he play Wednesday? I want to know how he plays freaking Wednesday, Friday. When the fuck's the next one? 2 days from that one, 2 days from that one. I want to know how he plays at any point here in an 82-game season. When? How? How do you sweep it under the rug? How's the presser going to go tomorrow that this automatically just ends all the problems? And what are we having a press conference for a fucking guy who has 3 years left on his deal? What are we having press conferences for? Like, it makes no sense. I don't need to hear you talk. Go play basketball. You don't even talk anyway, you robot. There's a robot, and we got to. And then people are, presser tomorrow. Presser. What's he gonna say? We talk about a back show. One thing he could possibly say. One thing to get him out of here, but that means he's not playing basketball.
Nope.
At the end of the day, I still think he wants to play basketball for the fame that comes with basketball for him. Not playing basketball takes him away from that limelight in that he does enjoy in certain ways. Make sense? When it's convenient. When the limelight's convenient, he enjoys it. Yeah, nasty. He had a phone in his pocket. These guys wearing fucking pants. Guys wearing pants.
Bomb waiting for that phone call.
No. If you saw the videos today out with them, like most people did, then I don't know how you think he is playing Wednesday, better yet, any other day. Like, I just don't know. I don't know how people think he's playing here, period. I'm never going to know how people think he plays here. I just don't know where they go from here. They've obviously turned down deals. I don't know. I think that they think they can make it work. How does it work? And him talking isn't going to tell me tomorrow how this is going to work. Him not playing isn't going to tell us how this is going to work. It's either play or they need to get rid of him. And in somewhere that we don't know about, they believe that they can make it work. And from what you saw the last 2 days, does anybody think that looks like something that's going to work? Guy wouldn't even reach his hand in the huddle.
It's ridiculous.
Guy wouldn't even reach his hand in the huddle. He couldn't get out of there quick enough. Loser. How does it work? Because I'm calling him a loser, a pussy. There's been a lot of things yelled about Ben Simmons. So I'm asking you, and I'm a guy, you come out and drop 30, I'm off your back real quick. But at the end of the day, that's not going to happen. And how does he step? Like, okay, he doesn't play Wednesday. He's not playing Friday.
No, God.
He's showing up for the home opener.
Against the friggin' Nets.
So I just don't know where they go from here. I want somebody to tell me that they agree out in the chat today, that they agree that he's playing tomorrow. And then let's add on to that, because we'll just discuss that as we continue to go, right? Let's add on to that. And does he even play at all here? And then if you agree that he does play at all, because I'm adding on to the poll, if you agree that he does play here, again, I need you to elaborate how the heck this goes down. I just need to understand it from not just from a fan, right? I need to understand it as a guy who has played sports. I need to understand it from a locker room thing. And you can say a lot of things about me. I'm probably the best teammate, one of the best teammates you ever have. So I need to understand how all this shakes out. And then is this like an owner and up top saying, well, we owe this guy a lot of money still. We want him back here. We want you to make it work. Right? Are they turning down deals? So there's a lot that we don't know. Besides, and they didn't know he was showing up. So they didn't know he was coming and flying back here, right? Sure as hell ain't playing Wednesday. Where does it go from there? How long does it last? And then you're going to have to think about, like, the only way Rich Paul made him fly back here, not only was just for money, but it's like, dude, you can't get dealt sitting at home. So then you would think that his camp wants him to play. You would think his camp wants him to play so they can get value and get him out of there. You would think if you're his camp, you're telling him, dude, go ball, we get you out of there.
Mm-hmm. Try at least work with the team because again, they've tried bluffing their way through this entire summer, thinking the Sixers are just going to lay down and pay him, it seems like a month ago. And Darryl and Doc, they said, no, if you're not going to be here, we're not going to pay you. So then obviously the alarms go to the agency group like, oh, well, he's not getting paid. Our client's not going to be happy. Therefore, we're not going to be happy, etc. That's all it is. It's people trying to help people to get everybody has a friggin' agenda in this. From Simmons to Doc to Darryl to Embiid to friggin' Rich Paul to us. We all have an agenda. I think a majority of the agenda is, okay, what's best for the team? But, Tom, we talked about it briefly before we came on. I said it the second the season, the postseason, the Game 7 got done, and I continue to say it. I do not see a possible way, and it's beyond like my hatred for the guy. Because like as much as I've ripped him, and we all have, like it's not just me, everybody has. I've come to the point where if he's gonna be here, I have to root for him. Not because I like the guy, not because I think he's the best for this team, but if he's on the Sixers, I have to root for him because he's a Sixer. So if he's somehow on the court Wednesday or Friday or Monday or Sunday or whatever game that he actually shows up, I have to root for the guy to succeed because that's going to help the team. But I don't see a way, to your point, Tom, where Simmons and his camp put this all behind them. The Sixers put it behind them because don't get it twisted. And I'm not like, I can't stand.
Before you say that, let's keep in mind, this isn't an issue between, this isn't supposedly an issue between the Sixers and Ben Simmons. This is an issue between Ben Simmons and the fans. Let's keep this in mind, what this really is here. Let's not get it misconstrued. There's been no issues in-house, right? Up until a guy doesn't go off for a dunk. That's where it all started. So there wasn't like shit talking from Doc Rivers about Ben Simmons. Right? Joel Embiid kept his cool besides one shot at the end when it was all over with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it was over with. So it's not really even like in-house shots besides he said, listen, I'm not meeting with anybody. That's what he said. Right? I'm not meeting with anybody. That was him. So I don't even want to say there's internal dysfunction between the two. No. There's a guy who's scared. There's a pussy cat in the building. There's a kitty cat, and he's nervous and scared, and that's why he wasn't here when he was supposed to be here, just to confirm with the people on what the real issue is. Because it's not like the Sixers, air quote, I'll be the first to blame the Sixers. They did something wrong, or there's this battle between the two of them.
No, I think the only battle between the two of them, Tom, is the Sixers are trying to figure out what Ben wants. And I don't know if it's Simmons doesn't know what he wants, or because you have so many different sides. It's one day it's the fans. The next day it's his relationship with Embiid. The next day it's how Doc Rivers addressed him in Game 7. The next day it's how the teams used him since he was drafted. Then it's, the team was too good when he was drafted, so he wants to go somewhere smaller so he can make mistakes and grow. It's like, that's like 7 different things, Ben. So which is it? Because some of those things, if it's really, we need to use you like a Giannis light, which I think is absolutely idiotic because unlike Ben, you see Giannis, he's actually getting better, continuously getting better, after he drops freaking 15 Game 6 of finals, by the way. So to your point, Tom, I don't think either side knows exactly where they're at. It's almost like a chess match, but it's like, what's the end goal here? And we talked about it right before we came on. And I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, that like we could talk about this being solely Ben Simmons' issue. But I did say that at the end of the day, the closer the season got, my frustration would shift not away from Ben Simmons. I'm not giving him a pass. But it would shift from just Ben Simmons to this organization. Because as much as we've tried to, ever since the summer started, try to figure out what Simmons wants, I'm starting to wonder and question what the Sixers want. And the reason why I say that, it's twofold. One, you said, Tom, because do they actually want him there? Do they think he's going to come back and play and actually get better? Like, that's the funny thing. Forget about him getting better.
Yeah. That's all I can do. We're asking if he's just going to play. So if he's going to get better, that's one thing. But then you see the report from this past week from ESPN. And I'll read it because it's absolutely ridiculous. And it goes right along with something we've talked about pretty much all summer. So Mark Stein comes out today and he says the following. Philadelphia was, as we covered below, had been completely unmoved by Indiana's ability to offer Malcolm Brogdon and Karis LeVert as headliners for Ben Simmons in a package. So I'm not trying to say, nor is Tom, that is a perfect trade package. No,
there's a lot of concerns, especially with how those two really haven't played a ton of games consistently. But if you're unmoved by that, and the only thing we know is you're asking for like 15 first-round picks and Damian Lillard and 7 All-Stars, like these ridiculous trade packages. So you're asking for the moon on one side, and then on the other side, you think he's just going to come back and play. So what do you want exactly? Because I know those two help you day one. I know those two help your MVP candidate, which nobody's talking about right now. Like, are we just trying to play the mental charades of, oh, well, I'm not going to lose a trade. I'm going to be the smartest guy in the room? Because, Daryl, you do not need to do that. There's a way where you can make us happy and make the idiot 2-5 happy wherever else he goes. You can do that. And I think the longer this progresses, whether he's here or not, it becomes a more of a distraction. And just as fans, Tom, like, I'm exhausted by it, and we're not even at the season yet. Like, I can't even get excited about, like, oh, how's the season going to look? How are the players going to look? Because the freaking headline attraction is this guy talking tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's stuff to get excited about with some young players and Joel, and you brought Danny back, and you went and got a better backup for Joel Embiid than you had last year, and Andre Drummond. You have Seth back, okay, and you're feeling good about the direction, right? You're feeling good, right? When you talk about it from that perspective, okay, an MVP candidate, all good things. But this distraction, if it's going to be one, needs to be cleaned up ASAP for you to be able to get to the goals that you set for yourself as a team and an organization, right, prior to seasons. Okay, so you can't get to those goals with distractions. Period. Okay, there's a reason the Nets said, just don't practice until you get everything situated. We're like Kyrie, right? Just don't practice yet. Just don't even practice. Mm-hmm. That's what the owner said. No need. Stay home, right? Stay home, right? And I'm not saying he's mad at him. He's just telling him to stay home. We don't even want the distraction right now because we're still really good without you. So we don't want the distraction if it's going to be one, whatever that may be. Not saying Kyrie's decision is distraction. I'm just saying the distraction of not playing, right?
The storyline. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. This is another one. So we can't just stay around and not play, right? He can't just travel with the team. Like, thinking long-term through this season, if he's on this roster, he has to play. Like, I don't know how that flies. Like, you can get game shape for 2 weeks of it, and then you have to go one way or the other. As a team, as an owner, remember, the guy writing the checks could be the guy saying, no, I'm not signing off on LeVert and Brogdon in a first, right? So remember, when we say these things, when we talk about general managers, etc., around the world, all these guys got to get their shit signed off on, or they got to be great salesmen to their boss. They get stuff. And when you're talking about, an owner who may look at Ben Simmons in a different light than we do, right? I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't have those answers. But what I do have is he can't just stay on the roster and not play. And no, I'm not saying as a fan. I'm saying that's common sense.
No,
like,
it's
one way or the other.
I don't know how the optics shake out, to be honest, because, say, for example, he's a healthy scratch on Wednesday, which is so friggin', like, I can't believe I'm uttering those words, but, like, that's the situation we're in. Like, is he sitting on the bench in a friggin' suit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
how does that go, right? Like, how does that go? He's just, suit and tie, fucking great. Look at the guy. Guy's got great shoes on tonight. Like, how does that work?
Let me just rejoin it. Let me jump out and rejoin real quick.
All right,
okay?
yeah, I'll read a couple comments real quick.
Okay.
Laura says, I don't like the distractions, drama, and disrespect, but it comes out and balls, which he's capable of. I don't give a fuck if the fans like it. Yeah, Lord, we and you don't see eye to eye on this too often. But I completely 120% agree with you that yeah, if he comes out in balls, I mean, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna say a word. Listen, we're not mad at him because, like, people don't say he stinks because he really stinks. People are more mad because he's never lived up to what he can be.
He's acting like he's Michael Jordan, and it's like, dude, you're a all-star player. Like, you're a very good player. But, like, stop. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. And Lord, I hear you. Like, if he comes out and balls, I don't care. Like we said in the open, I want him to be here and play well because I don't know where else we're going right now. Because if you're turning down deals with the Brogdons, Leverts, and picks, I don't know what else is out there realistically that can help our team right now. I don't know.
The only thing that helps our team is him playing.
Yes.
If you're looking for the deal that you want as an organization, if you're willing to sit back and say, you know what, Rich and Ben, come play and play to your level, and it's in an agreement that we will make a move, but it's going to be the right move for the Sixers, right? And if that's the case, then fine.
Like,
right, but that's even weird because then it's like, how does that work while you're playing?
I don't know. Like, for example, like we talked about optics, Tom. Like, the funny thing is they have a severe advantage. Not that Sixers fans don't travel, and I've been joking for months that like I would like try and make my way into that Pelicans arena just to freaking get eyes on that guy. But like this, they're going to be home on Friday. So if he's on this roster, like you said, Tom, I'll go back to what I said on the Wednesday thing. He cannot be in the building if he's not playing. Like I think it's one or twofold. Either you have to send him home by Friday, or he has to play. Because the only thing that I think is worse than him playing on Friday is him sitting on the bench. I'm not saying we're savages in Philly, but he was going to get eaten alive if he's sitting in that building.
Yeah, I can't see him being on the bench. No, they would. But again, now you're talking about distractions. Why is Ben not on the bench? He's on the roster. Why is, you know what I mean? Why, you get these other questions asked that are not necessary. It's like, I don't know how he even plays on Friday night in this building. Your best course of action would be to get him playing Wednesday night so that Friday's like not game one of him playing too. That, like, as an organization. Like, or you're looking for that road trip. Like, did they have a West Coaster early? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they have schedule wise, but the only way you get it, the only other way you ease into it is by I can't believe we're talking about easing into a guy playing basketball. To ease into it is by like a 2 week trip or like 5 straight games on the road where like he played 5 games before he actually plays at home. Like, I just don't know how that's in you.
So our West Coast trip is the week of Thanksgiving. Can he last till Thanksgiving? Honestly, like, I'm going to give you a scenario because we were talking about it briefly. Like, I think this is the most likely chance. And I don't know, because we're not agents. Like, I don't know what the money's going to be and all that stuff. I think what happens is he speaks tomorrow. He goes through the motions. I said to Tom, I wouldn't be shocked if he just has a freaking statement and he doesn't accept questions. That way he's owning up to his media availability. Like, I could see that being a situation where he doesn't answer any questions. He just talks in front of a camera for 5 minutes and he's gone. I don't see him playing Wednesday. I see them saying, oh, well, he's not in game shape yet. Healthy scratch. They'll go with that. Then by Friday, I see them coming out and saying we are sending him home with pay. And we're going to do similar to what they did with John Wall in Houston, to where we are working together to find a new home. That way we can move past this. And whether that move takes a day or takes a month, I think because I think by Friday, every side, the fact that we haven't gotten to this point is amazing, but I think every side will know 100%. Is he in or is he out? Because I think the Sixers were trying to get him back in the building that way. Oh, he's getting reacclimated with his teammates. He's getting the itch to play again. Maybe the teammates talk to him and he reconsiders. Once you're in the building for which would be a week, you kind of have the vibe of if he's just fully out or if he's trying to play but also look to get traded type thing.
Like playing with your phone in your pocket or wearing pants or
looking like you're friggin' miserable or not even going into the team huddle.
Yeah. Couldn't get out of there quick enough. I mean, that all smells like a guy who wants no parts of being here. But guess what? You're the guy who came running back because of your money. So
could you see that happening, Tom?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the John Wall type, going, getting him out of here. But that's just, then why even bring him in?
Well, and my question, and it goes back to the same thing from a few minutes ago, Tom, is what's
Kendrick Perkins? Sorry, real quick before you say,
you're fine. Yeah,
Kendrick Perkins usually doesn't I usually don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but when he said once Doc gets him in a room with him, it's over. He'll be playing. And that sort of has stuck with me a little bit because obviously it's a guy who's played for Doc. So I just, I wonder how. But that's also him not speaking on terms of how much of he's talked about it, but how much of a loser Ben Simmons is.
Exactly.
Right. So that's not. That's like this saying well, Doc's the best. Once Doc gets you in a room, you're going. But that's not. We're talking about a guy who has no feel for himself, has no self-awareness, nothing. That guy just showed up at the door. Think about that. It's like a guy you get in a big fight with your buddies or whatever, your girl. You don't talk for a while, right? A month goes by, a month and a half, and they show up for dinner. Why? What are you doing? Good to see you. What are you doing?
It's infuriating, and you hit it right on the head, Tom. That Kendrick Perkins is speaking as him, to where if he was Ben Simmons, well, Simmons is not. We've never seen anything like this. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's thrown around oh, we've never seen anything. I genuinely don't think we've ever seen anything like this, because people compare it to the Le'Veon Bell holdout from a couple years ago, right, Tom? But that was about money. That was somebody who was not under contract, at least long term, and wanted to be paid more. This isn't about money. This is a guy who has 3-4 years left on a contract. And it's about, well, we don't know what it's about. We don't know if it's about disrespect, the fans, him being scared, not being used right, etc. So we can't even compare it to Le'Veon Bell or James Harden when he clearly didn't want to be with the Rockets because
this is the weirdest situation of all time. This is a guy whose ego got hurt because he thinks he's great and people told him he wasn't. It's as simple as that. This is what happened here. People can talk about him potentially being in deals and hard and hurting his feelings and all that. And I'm not going to tell you that didn't. I'm not going to tell you that didn't because I don't know. But what I do know is what happened at the end of last year. And it's playoff struggles again. And the scrutiny that came with that. His issue became with us as fans. That's what it became an issue with. Anybody who's ever spoken badly, ever, about Ben Simmons has either been blocked on Instagram or Twitter, right? Think about it. You learn a lot from this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We were the most in-the-middle Ben station probably, on people on both courts that there was for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're going to block people, then, you can't block different opinions on them. But whatever. So, his attack, his problems are he doesn't want to play in front of us, and his ego's got hurt by us. So we've never seen anything like this, and you might never see it. Well, you probably will the way we're going. But something that I've never seen before in sports. I've never seen a guy who didn't do what he needed to do. And we talked about last night on Agree to Disagree. Suspect number one, public enemy number one on why you lost in the second round of the Atlanta Hawks. And that's me being as easy as I can. Doc had faults. Joe had some things, right? Everybody had some things. Tobias, I get it. But they didn't shoot 30% from the goddamn free throw line. They did not attempt a shot in the fourth quarter. So those things make you suspect number one on why we got eliminated. So instead of you owning up to that, and saying, and having the self-awareness, right, that we've been talking about, the self-awareness, the accountability. All I ever ask from my players is be accountable, right? And Sleep talks a lot about that too. Just be accountable. Be accountable in what you do. That's it. You don't got to come out and say you suck.
No.
Right? Just be accountable. But you get the opposite. You get the, wait. Why you asking me why I passed that ball?
Yeah, how dare you ask me that question?
The fuck out of here.
Yeah. Talking down to people.
I'm laying that in.
Yep. Robert, you hit the nail right on the head. This is one of the many reasons why I think they want him back. Because, and listen, I know a lot of if it's perception and Doc's not going to reveal everything, but number one, they didn't sign a point guard. Two, they haven't even named a starting point guard without Ben. They've shown you, well, Shake Milton's not going to play for, it seems like, a month. He's going to be out for a while. And they've already said, we like Tyrese Maxey as the sixth man. So they haven't even gone and thought to themselves, like, this is why I'm so, like, not, like, scared, because we have, like, a really good team, and I think as long as you have Joel Embiid and Tobias, and, like, you're going to be good. This is not, like, a miss the playoff situation. But, like, I think they have been so short-sighted as an organization to even picture in their head, wait, what if this sick, soulless, whatever the hell you want to call him, person, screws us again and doesn't come back and doesn't give his all or doesn't try or pulls some BS. I don't even think they have a game plan. I don't think they do have a plan B. Because if it's not Milton because of health, if it's not Maxey because they said, oh, well, he's a bench player, well, who the hell's your point guard? Who the hell's your point guard? Like, and I know it's one position, but holy hell. I think they are so delusional in the fact that, oh, we're the Sixers. I'm Doc Rivers. I'm Daryl. Oh, Ben's going to come back because, you know, that's just what it needs to be. No. He's shown you every way to not go about things the proper direction or way. So what is telling them in their head everything's going to go smoothly? Because everything's going so well already. The guy shows up in the middle of a night, in the middle of a preseason game, outside the door. Hey, can you let me in? I'm locked out. He says no to his teammates. Hey, we just want to talk to you. He goes all these different reasons why he's not showing up. And now all of a sudden he's going to magically show up and not only play well, but he's going to get better. And we're going to go to be the number one seed. And we're magically going to get past the second round, let alone maybe get to the finals. Like, I just don't, I'm not trying to be like Negadelphia here, everybody, but like, I just don't see it. And I think as big as the egos are in the room with Ben Simmons and his agents, I think the egos need to be checked on the other side. Because they could come out of this where the Sixers look like complete idiots. Like, we have it right now where I think the entire world's pretty much on the Sixers side.
We just had this conversation in a way, right? I mean, we were just having this conversation about looking like idiots. Like, we're not going to get nothing for this guy, right? Nothing at all, right? We go right back to looking like idiots real fast. You know what I'm saying? You real idiots real quick, you know. And I know to what you were saying, right? You were saying before about turning that deal down. Like, I don't know if there's going to be better deals than that. I don't love that deal, but like, you know, I almost got it. I almost got to take it. I almost got it. I'm forced to take it, and I think every fan, right, is saying they're forced to take it. So, what's the scrutiny on them if they make that deal and it doesn't work for them? Right?
It's so tough, Tom. What are you saying, Lord? He says, to answer your question, Ryan, money talks, and ultimately it spoke loudly when he started missing those checks. Guy will play hard if that means it gets him out of Philly. I think that's like the best case scenario, Lord. Hey, I'm going to come back. I'm going to play for the team right now. I'm going to look good because the better I play, the more of an asset I am to get me the hell out of here. That's like, Lord, you're right. Like, that's like what a normal person would be saying, right? Like, I'm going to play well. I'm going to show that I'm really good. And then I'm going to play just good enough to where they could trade me, and I'm going to ball out somewhere else. Because him not playing is not going to speed up this process.
No.
Like, honestly, I feel like if he would have gone through the motions like any other professional and would have shown up to training camp a couple months ago and would have gone through the preseason, I feel like he would already be out the door, Tom. Because forget about him shooting 34, 35, whatever the percentage was in the playoffs from the line and not being good and already having question marks as far as his offensive game. Now he's looked at as a bad teammate. So you have all those questions for a Timberwolves or a Trailblazers or an Indiana to say, oh, well, yeah, we see the positive of what he can be, but now we have the question marks on the court And now the question mark's off the court. So you're not helping yourself to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest question, Tom, like aside from just him, is how do you think all of this affects the team this season? Like, I know it's so hard, like when we, in a second, when we get into like our standing predictions and where we think the Sixers will finish, but like, I don't know how to judge, like, okay, do I judge this team if Simmons is here? Do I judge it if Maxi's our point guard? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I judge it if D'Angelo Russell is here? Because I feel like that's like the next best thing, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you have to judge it as it is what it is with him not playing and nobody back right now. Like, that's how you have to judge it right now. Because, like, how else do you judge it? I mean, or you can judge it like he's going to play. Which we all are like, how? But so
I'll say this, and I know we rip on him constantly, but he helps this team, especially in the regular season. If he's just a healthy scratch for a majority of the season and we don't get anything back, I'm not going to say this team is in trouble, but they're not what we need to be. They're just not. And that's not a shot at Embiid or Tobias or Seth or any of these guys. But that in a way stronger Eastern Conference, they're not where I need them to be. Like, I don't feel bullish enough in this, in the confidence of this team to say, oh, well, we'll be a 1 seed regardless, or we'll be a 3 seed regardless. Like, I think if you have Simmons gone and nothing in return, I feel like there's a drop off a little bit. I really do.
well, of course. Of course. I mean, if you don't get anything, if you're just sitting here not playing, you're not as good of a basketball team. It's common sense. And we all love Maxey, but you're just not right this minute as good of a basketball team. So, it's 2 options. Like I said, he plays, but I don't know how that happens.
So if he's not okay, so the safe answer regardless is he's not going to be on the playing roster. So standings wise, if he's not playing, if he's not a Philadelphia 76er.
Well, real quick then, to play devil's advocate with myself then why the hell is he talking tomorrow?
I think because he has to. Because like somebody brought it up earlier, and I read it. I think it was Keith Pompey. I think in his contract he technically has to speak because he did not speak at media day because he wasn't there. So like he has to talk. Like I think it's like one of these things where he's like it's in his contract. That's why, like I said, I don't think he's going to answer questions. If there's a way in his contract where he can talk, read a piece of paper, and then get the hell out of there, I think that's what he's going to do.
I don't know.
It's sick. Like I'm sick to my stomach because I can't. Like we're supposed to be like a top 3 team in the East this year, Tom. Like we're supposed to pick up right where we left off. I think the bench is better. I think Embiid's going to come back even better. I think Maxi's going to be better. I think Doc might actually learn a bit of this roster and maybe how to manage it a little better. Maybe I'm being delusional in saying that. I think they're actually going to try and get a better at the trading deadline and add some pieces. But I can't. Like I'm in like a glass box of emotion. Like I don't know which way to go with it. Because I'll just tell you, and this might be like, if Ben Simmons is not here, and it's just the roster we've been saying, they're 6th seed in the East. The East is way better. I would argue the East is better than the West this year, which we don't say often. I don't remember the last time we've said that. But like, there's some really good teams in the East.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they're top 4 if he's not playing. I still think they're top 4 seed just because of Embiid. So that's banking on him playing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as Embiid's on the court, they're a top 4 seed because he's just too good. And you get more scoring per se from Maxey. So I mean, I don't know. They're not as good as they could be, right? I'm talking about from going to a 1 to a 4. Like, I think all things being equal and he played and none of all this crazy shit happened, right? Then I think we're talking about them being a 1 or 2 seed again. Like I'm saying, okay, we know the Bucks are, we know what the Bucks are, but we were 1 seed last year. We can get back to that. We can get back to a 1 or 2. So maybe 4 or 5 without him. Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm right where Legion is. Howie, how are they not though? Because you're telling me this. They've been a top 4 seed every year. So they've been there every year. I mean, they had the arguably the MVP of the league on their team. So that should make you probably in that conversation. I mean, he said Tom delusional again. How am I delusional? I tell you they're not a 4 or 5 seed. Then then what, you have them like barely making the playoffs? Get a clue. Get a clue. Get a clue, because they're still good. They're still good. They're just not. You're losing somebody who does something really well. It just doesn't do the other thing well at all. So it's not like, what I mean? I'm going with getting rid of them. But you know what I'm saying, though? It's like you're still losing somebody that helps your basketball team to a point in the regular season.
The perimeter defense I'm worried about. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, we already weren't a good perimeter defensive team.
No, we saw in the short term in the last couple of seasons when Simmons missed a handful of games, our perimeter defense suffered. Now, again, I'm not saying that's going to plummet us into a friggin' 8 seed. I'm not saying it's like, oh, all hands on deck. We gotta sell. But I don't think it's a situation where like, oh, day one, we're not going to feel any empty spot without him. And I know he makes a lot of things more difficult. I know people are saying like, oh, well, you're telling me clogging the lane for Embiid's not going to make Embiid better. Like, no, I understand it's going to help in certain ways, but there's pros and cons to everything. And I think in this instance, to where you kind of run into not an identity crisis, because this team has always been, if Embiid's healthy, that he's your identity, and you go to bed with that, and you surround him with shooters, which we have, I would say, the most above average, very good caliber shooters, which is good. Like, it's not like, oh, we have Furkan Korkmaz as their second 3-point shooter. Like, I don't think it's that anymore, which thank God. So there's a lot of things I like about this team, but it's just, when are we finally going to be able to sit down as an organization and as a fan base and say, okay, this is the team, this is what we do well, Ben Simmons is either here or there, and let's move forward. Because you can't also, as like a GM, which I don't understand what Daryl's doing, as the season has now arrived, if there are holes on this basketball team or things that this team needs, well, you can't assess that unless you get rid of the elephant in the room that is Simmons. Like, that's a pretty big factor in like, oh, how am I going to construct this roster going forward?
You know where I stand. I don't know. I don't know what you do, where you go from here. I don't know. The whole thing's messy, right? The whole thing is messy. And the only way it gets cleaned up is him not being here. Honestly, there's no other way. It's just, we're out of options here, people. We're out of options unless he just all of a sudden is going to play.
And there would be nothing more like that I'd be happy about. Like, I was hoping, like, by this point, Tom, I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago, that we'd be talking about like, oh, well, I'd be like, the poll question would be, well, Tom, if he drops 25 on Wednesday in the opener, will you accept him back? Like, I feel like that'd be a stupid question to ask, because one, I don't see him on the court. Two, the hell is he going to do on the court if he plays? Because then I'm thinking, well, Jesus, is he going half? Like, is he not even going 100%? Because then is he going business decision? So we're like, oh, I'm not going to get injured for the sake of this team. You got to get him out. You got to get him out now.
And at the end of the day, like, it's pretty clear what he wanted from the beginning, right? And what he wanted from the beginning is to not be here. So, when everything happened, that's what he wanted.
I almost wonder, Tom, and I'm not trying to say good one, Bill. He says, Ryan, did you say 25 or 5? I would take 5 at this point. I would take 5 points. At least the guy has a pulse. Maybe he makes a couple free throws. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Conspiracy Theorist, Tom, because I hate when people just like reach for stuff. But I like, honestly, with all this stuff saying like, oh, well, he's been uncomfortable ever since Brett left. He was uncomfortable because the team was really good. Like, is this something that's been slowly growing in the back of his friggin' head since Brett Brown was gone?
What, to get out of here?
Yeah.
Well, because all the things we wanted, Rye, and family, and all the things we wanted to happen, right? All those things. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading something. All those things that we wanted to happen with the accountability and all these things with Doc coming in, blah, 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 blah. You know, none of that worked out for us. Right? None of it worked out for us.
It's just crazy too, because like I say these things that
We were excited about this. Sorry, like we were excited about this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like we were excited about Doc and Sam Cassell and A, B, C, and D coming in the house. Right? Like, oh, accountability's here. Oh, listen, I was running down Broad telling everybody accountability was here. And they did everything they could to the point where he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to be held accountable. He doesn't want to get better. You gotta want those things.
Do you remember what one of the first lines Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey had in that press conference last November, Tom? Because it's almost eerie how far we've come from that. Because it was kind of, to your point, it was looking like an organizational reset, not the process, not we're going to trade a bunch of guys, but like we're serious about winning. Brett Brown we knew was not good enough, so we're going to go in and get Doc Rivers, who we thought was an elevation, and we're going to get Daryl Morey, who we know is an elevation over Brian Colangelo, and we're going to get serious about this. One of the first lines in that press conference they both echoed was, "No BS, just basketball." And we were excited about that because it was no longer, oh, is Simmons going to shoot? Oh, is Embiid and Simmons going to be able to coexist? Oh, do we have a coach that has the experience, at least in the playoffs? That was all gone. Do we have an experienced GM that is going to have the balls to actually make a move, unlike other GMs in this city? And that's all gone. It's completely 180 now. Now it's all BS, no basketball. Like, I can't focus on the basketball until the BS is done. And if I can't,
I don't know when the BS is going away.
No, and it's sickening, Tom, because if I can't focus on the basketball team, if you can't, if the family at home can't, how the hell can they? Because they're the one dealing with him. They're the ones answering the questions. They're the ones playing the games. So, like, screw us. Like, it doesn't matter what we're worried about. We're consumers. We're watching it on the television. Like, they're the ones who actually have to go through day-to-day operations as an organization. Like, so how can they honestly say to themselves, oh, it's not a factor? Oh, no, the atmosphere hasn't changed. Bull. Stop it. Stop. It hasn't changed.
A lot's changed.
Everything's changed. Everything.
Remember, we all act like the teammate thing doesn't matter. Right? Like the biggest elephant in the room is, how do your teammates handle it? Because if your teammates are good with it, then it can work. If your teammates aren't, then you got a problem on your hands.
And the reason, Tom, I bring up that, like, oh, maybe this was something that stemmed from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's because the thing that has always stuck with me is that he was the one guy on this team that not only didn't get better, but he got worse under Doc Rivers. The only guy. And it's one thing like, okay, maybe you have a slow season. Maybe you stay status quo and you're still, the same Simmons. He regressed. And then he got a little bit better. Oh, right before the All-Star game, so he can get his little bonuses and he can get his little credentials. And then he went right back and he sucked in the last month of the season. And he got even worse in the playoffs.
Yeah. Because he didn't care about getting better.
Mr. Wing, I appreciate you, but I don't think we are overblowing it. Because you guys are overblowing it. You play basketball, it becomes about basketball. Focus on the game and all the petty stuff goes away. No, because is he focused on basketball, Mr. Wing? I haven't heard a lot of basketball out of him. Not about this team. It's more about, oh, is this guy going to be around?
I mean, the guy's selling shit, everything he has in this area. Like, I'm not trying to connect those dots, but like, he's selling all the shit he has in this area. That seems like a guy who's looking to come back here.
DeCleva says, at this point, is there any way Ben can win back the city and the fans, and you guys don't want to trade him? No.
Yeah, there's always a way.
I just don't think we get to that way, though. That's the
But
only issue.
No, he's saying, is there?
Oh, there is.
Yeah, is there any way? You know, there's only one way, and that's you coming out and playing great basketball. I mean, that's the only way at this point, right? It's the only way. There's no other way.
Mm-mm.
Is that way still on the table? Sure. Or the Sixers wouldn't be trying to have him play.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do standings, Tom?
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Do you want to start at the top or do you want to work your way down? Because I've got the whole freaking kit and caboodle here.
Yeah, I mean, we can start at the top. It's probably better off starting at the top.
All right. I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, I think it's like so easy to say Milwaukee's the 1 seed, but they're the defending champs. So make somebody take it from them. That's how I look at that as of right now.
You see this? You see this guy shooting, by the way, Tom?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's how you get better. I mean, like again, they might not end as a 1 seed, but there should be everybody's number 1 coming into the year. I think it's downright disrespectful if they're not.
Best
right,
team
and I think, yeah. Let's all be real here. They're the 1. They're the big bad wolf on the block right now.
I agree.
2 is probably going to be the Brooklyn Nets.
I also agree.
Regardless of the Kyrie situation. I mean, you just forget how much talent they have on that basketball team.
Freaking our guy Cam Thomas, Tom. He's like the 11th man on the team. That's like disgusting.
They're just bringing everybody in.
Like I would have Cam Thomas as like rookie of the year candidate, but I don't even think they were going to need him to play.
No, unless guys will have their sit out games. Obviously, they'll play then.
They'll still put up 140 in their sit out games.
And listen, I know everybody's like on the Miami as the 3 seed.
Not me.
I know a lot of people have them in there. I mean, I don't know. Outside of those 2, you can make a case for a lot of these teams right now, like a good amount of them. Mm-hmm. We talk about Atlanta, Boston, Philly, Chicago. And that's really.
I'm going with a shocker, Tom.
That's really it. I mean, they're the teams that you look at as the 3. They're your 3 seed possibilities. And if you look at them all, you know what? I'll be the guy. I'll be the guy. Sixers are my 3. Miami's my 4. Boston, watch this. Boston's my 5. Chicago is my 6. The Hawks are 7. And then whatever after that. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Like literally, who cares after that?
I'm gonna go with a shocker here, Tom.
The Knicks. I guess the Knicks are 8.
Oh yeah, I have the Knicks way down. I have the Knicks 10. I think the East is really good, Tom. I think it's deep. Like I have the freaking Wizards 11th.
Yeah, you got Charlotte too. They could be better.
I've got Magic 15. I've got Don's Pistons 14. Cleveland 13. I've got Charlotte 12. I've got the Wizards 11. My 4 playoff bubble teams are going to be the Knicks, the Raptors, Chicago, and Boston. I got Miami at 6. I don't buy into it, Tom. I don't love it. Something about it I don't like. I'm going to go Atlanta 5. I'm going to go Sixers 4. And then I'm going to go, I know the chat's going to blow up in a second, but this is going to be my meteor team. I'm going Indiana Pacers 3.
Stop it.
Malcolm Brogdon and Karis LeVert.
Stop. I can't let you say that out loud. Stop. They're not.
I'm uniting with them. It's going to be off of unity. It's going to be, hey, you see
No.
this? We could have had this.
There's no way. I mean, those other teams got to like literally all snap their necks. Like I got to like all snap, get their necks snapped.
It's the year, Tom. It's the year. They put it
Yeah,
all.
They're just not
together.
better. They're just not better than all those teams. I mean, they got to be better than a lot of teams. They're not better than Miami, first off, because they don't have as good a coaching as Miami does, and Miami got more talent. Than they do.
Well, Carlisle's pretty good. I'm not saying he's Spoelstra.
He's not Spoelstra. He's not.
He's
He's not.
good. Carlisle's pretty good.
Carlisle's okay. They like them. They're okay. They're more bubble than they're way more bubble than they're way more not even making the playoffs than they are 3. Boston's better than them because they should be.
Should be. Yeah.
Atlanta should be better than them. Chicago should be better than them.
I got to say, Tom, there's something I'm worried about with Chicago. They don't have a lot of size over there. And listen, some of my guys are on that team, Tom. But I
don't think they're better than all them.
What, you don't think Indiana's better?
Yeah, than just all those teams. That's like a lot of teams they got to be better than.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. 3's aggressive. I understand that. I'm just I just want to add a little meteor in there because we all know this. There's always a team that comes out of nowhere. I mean, listen, I've read some standings where they have the Raptors up at 3. What do you say to those people?
I think it's crazy talk. I think it's insanity. It's insanity. I mean, you really got to like assume that like all these other guys get hurt.
And listen, the one thing that could waver my Pacers number 3 prediction, all those guys do is get hurt there.
Yeah, that's true.
Harris, Warren, Brogdon. That team's deep. I mean, they have Duarte now. Jesus. Sabonis back again.
Yeah, they're good. They're like they're bubble. They're bubble.
Panic meter 8 on the Ryan mental health with Pacers 3. That's fair. Listen, I understand.
Go panic meter 10.
Bill, yes, I have the Celtics at 7. Yes, I'm sorry, Bill. Don't worry, you're still in the playoffs. You're still in. You're okay.
Yeah, I think I had them. I don't know where I had them, Bill. 5 or 6?
You had them 6. Yeah.
6? Yeah.
Now, do you agree with the argument, Tom, that the East is better than the West?
I mean, it was last year.
I agree with that.
So, and I think it could arguably be better. Just with Chicago getting Lonzo and DeRozan, that's two good players from the West coming over here already. I think the West is more top loaded. And then it ends there. There's a big drop off. You don't really get that in the East. 1 through 6, maybe 7 could all be like, well, look, a 7 seed could be one in the East. Like you can make an argument that Boston is good enough. You could. Where the growth of Tatum and Brown. Like I'm not saying this is realistic.
Mm-hmm.
No, you could. I mean, maybe not 7 teams, but there's probably a good 5 teams that are up for grabs as being a number 1 seed in the East. Like legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
5 teams. There's not that in the West. So, knowing that, then yeah, I would say the East is overall better.
All right, what do you have in the West, Tom? Because I agree. I think there's only, as far as number 1 seeds, I think there's only like 4 teams that could be up there. I think there's
this is the sleeper in the West as my 1.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think it's even a sleeper though. I just think, more slept on, because of a certain player.
Oh, I know. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Give me the Warriors.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Clippers. Okay.
Nope, not going Clippers. Give me Warriors. Give me Stephen Clay. Nobody's really talking about them. That's still, him being back. If he can say if he's healthy and he can, and he's feeling good. I mean, it makes him a good basketball team again. Makes him a good basketball team. We saw that. We saw Steph can still play. So I mean, we saw that. So did the other guy got enough in the tank right? Do you have enough in the tank? Because they got a good roster. Like, they have a good roster. And now they're young, too. They got some young pieces. Like, I don't know. I like them a little bit. Because I hate when I don't fuck the Lakers.
Mhm.
All right. The Clippers, screw them. I mean, Phoenix, you're cool. You're going to be my 2 seed. So everybody calm down. Like, I like Phoenix, but I just wanted to take a shot there. Because I feel like nobody's going to have them there. And they're going to be really good if Clay's good. If Clay's like 90% back, they're really good. They're going to be like, nobody talks about them. And probably, I bet you not many people have them in their top 3. Rightfully so. And they could be that team that, like, hey, forget about us.
Because obviously
we're going to go for a dynasty again. I'm just saying.
No. They're trying to. It's the band's all back together. It's the Last Dance Part 2 in the documentary, Tom. It's Jordan's back. You know what I'm saying? We're getting it all together. That's what it is. It's the reunion. It's the reunion. Fam, obviously Tom and I didn't tell each other our picks beforehand. I would have bet a lot of money that I was the only person on A2D period that had the Warriors as a top 3 seed. The only thing that I don't the biggest reason why I don't have the Warriors as my number 1 seed, I have them as the 2 seed, is because Clay's still going to miss about a month, which I think they're going to be fine without him because they were fine without him for a majority of the year last year. But I think it's like, okay, a month without him, maybe the first couple weeks with when they do have him, they still got his legs to where I don't think you're going to see anything close to like peak Klay Thompson, even if that still exists, by the way, until like mid-January, February-ish, which is good because what's that in time for, Tom? The playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He's getting ready just in time. So that could be a team where they're a little bit lower, but then they get hot at the end and then maybe go crazy in the playoffs. I have the Utah Jazz as my number 1. They were the number 1 seed last year, and I think their roster is better. I think they're extremely deep. They were deep last year also. And I mean, I think Jared Butler is friggin' phenomenal. I think it should have been the Sixers who had Jared Butler. They obviously had a great roster last year. And I'll even say a little bold prediction here. If they can't put it together to like get to like the finals, I'm not saying they're going to like blow it all up and rebuild, but if you can't win with this team, there's something wrong. Because it seems like they check every friggin' box over there. They've got the scoring, they've got the role players, they've got the 6th man of the year, they've got the defensive player of the year. I'll just put them in quotations.
Mm-hmm.
Really good bench. I think their coach is really good. So you said you have the Suns as your number 2 seed, Tom?
I think so. I mean, I didn't like look this over. I'm just literally went and clicked on the West and said,
"Yeah, gut feeling wise, yeah."
I'm gonna take Golden State for fun. But no, like I'm gonna have them. In all truth, I'm gonna have them. I'm not gonna have them 1, but I'll put them in they're gonna be in my top 3.
All right.
I think that's where they sleep in. They sneak in a little sleeper. Because the West is a little weird at the top.
I think there's going to be some like bad playoff teams, to be honest.
Yeah, like Utah's, obviously, can be one. You think Denver's going to be good?
I don't know how they're going to do without Jamal long term. I know they were fine.
Lakers are good. Phoenix is good. I mean, who should it be? I mean, it should be the Lakers. But I don't think they get off the hot of a start.
Are they going to play these guys? Are they going to be kind of like, oh, we're just going to try and stay healthy for the play? Yeah. I think that's why they got Westbrook, because Westbrook, he plays.
Yeah, he's going to play every night. Yep.
So
tough.
So I'm not saying like LeBron and AD are going to be like healthy scratches, but I mean they could have LeBron just being like, I mean it's stupid calling him a role player, but you know what I'm saying, like going 70%, AD playing limited minutes.
And you got to factor, how good's Dallas?
I think they had the worst offseason out of anybody in the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so where are you? So where do we have, some of these teams that have like star players? I don't know where they're at. So you know what? I'm going to go Phoenix 1. I'm going to go. God, it gets hard around here.
It's messy. It gets messy.
I'll go Utah 2. I'll go Golden State 3 because I got cute to even put them in there, and I got to stick with them somewhere up there. And then I'll go Lakers 4. I'll go Denver 5, Clippers 6. Because is Kawhi playing?
No, but I think they're going to be just fine.
They'll probably be good. I mean, top 6 in the West is still good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're good enough to be top 3 without him.
I think Paul George is a better player without Kawhi Leonard.
He might be, but I mean, I still think it's hard for them to be top 3 without him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Still a playoff team, yeah, sure. And then I guess I'll go Dallas 7 because it's still got Luka, so he's going to do what Luka does, and then I guess I got to have. Then it would be somewhere like Portland, Memphis, right? Like, right? Like some of your 8 seed, and then you're playing guys. Maybe like fucking Sacramento, maybe fucking Minnesota, right? I don't know. All them teams are now like just thrown around down there.
It's
like
bad.
The plans.
It's bad down there. I'll work my way up. The Thunder, obviously the 15 seed. I've got San Antonio 14.
Out on them.
No, SGA. No, he's not the guy. No, I mean I've said it before. I mean,
Sacramento got work. Sacramento. We're gonna. I mean, did you say Sacramento or San Antonio?
Oh, San Antonio. No, Sacramento is right there though. They're the next one, so they're hand in hand.
We're gonna see how good coaching is. Right? You're gonna see how good coaching is because can you coach up that? Can you coach up that to not be a lottery team? Probably not.
No, I think that you saw the report. We all saw it. It just sneaks through the waiver. The bottom of the screen. Oh, the Spurs are preparing for Greg Popovich to retire within the next couple of years. You know what that is? That's them telling the fan base, yeah, we're gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's not Doc's fault. It's like he knows it's the end. So like don't expect us to go and like have like a 2 seed. This isn't the old regime.
Yeah.
I just don't see any redeeming qualities. I just see a ton of young players that are like okay, Dejounte Murray, Lonnie Walker
right now because we're now, like I said, I literally when you asked me the question earlier to get back to it, I know Lord brought it up, but I've been staring at my phone because I've been just like diving in the rosters because I've been so footballed up that it's what happens. The NBA season sneaks up on you and you forget that, oh, this guy went here or this guy went here.
Well, we've been robbed by it, Tom. We've been thrown off because with COVID, everything was all off to where like every season, every sport was separate. Like by the time we were NBA'd up, well, the Eagles season was pretty much done by then, right? To where like we had like a month, they're like, this team sucks. Let's go on to the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's, Jesus, we got our hands full. We got the Flyers, we got the Eagles, we got the NFL, we got the Sixers now.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels weird. It's great, but it feels very strange.
Love this time of year. Love it. Got Flyers on tonight at 7. I get their first win of the season versus an expansion team.
Yeah, friggin' cracking.
Yeah, but go ahead. Spit through them, and I want to see who you have. We'll go over who we have in our way too early Eastern and Western Conference Finals teams.
Ooh, okay.
Way too early, and then we'll head into some football. You have the Sports Hounds coming up here tonight at 7:15. Only on A2D Radio, and then you're followed by our boys on the Flight Zone at 9:30. So make sure you hit that goddamn like, hit the subscribe, and right, get through yours, and then I got to get a couple more sponsors. Got to pay a couple more bills here, and then we'll get into our Eastern and Western Conference Finals teams. Okay. Because there could be a couple. I think the chat's going to get aggressive. I got a feeling that we might not even get into some Eagles shit. Like, I got a feeling it's going to get so fucking messy in here, and I can't wait for it. I cannot wait.
The two teams I'm going to name for my finals, I think it's going to get a little hectic. So I've got Grizzlies as 13 seed. I've got Rockets 12. With, by the way, I'm going to say the most improved player of the year will be Kevin Porter Jr. That's my prediction for that award. I've got the Timberwolves as 11, so I've got them sneaking into the bubble. I've got the Pelicans 10, Blazers 9, Mavericks 8. No, Don, I don't have the Pacers in the finals enough. No, I'm not that insane. I've got the Blazers in there, the Mavericks. I've got the Nuggets. I've got the Lakers 1, 2, 3, 4 as the 5 seed. And my top 4 are as follows: Suns 4, Clippers 3, Warriors 2, Jazz number 1.
All right. No real issues there. No Pacers thrown at us. No Pacers tossed our way.
I thought my Pacers pick was going to be the Warriors before I heard you say that. Like, I thought you and I would be going back and forth on the Warriors for like 30 minutes, honestly. So I'm happy that you
thought we'd be debating it. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
I put him up that high, and when I said 1, I didn't think Clay was on. I didn't think Clay. I mean, I just felt like he got hurt so long ago that, you know, I know he got hurt twice, but I thought he wouldn't take him a month to get back, right? So I didn't even know that he was going to be on like restrictions early on. Like, I figured some restrictions early, but I didn't think he wasn't playing for a month. So I mean, that's why I was like, oh shit, I can't have him as a 1 then. That's a month without what I'm thinking, and then you got to play together again. So, you know, it's going to take a while for them to be the 3 seed. But I'll fucking stand by it.
Hey, they'll get hot at the right moment, Tom.
Listen, 3 fucking lottery picks on their team too. So it's not like they haven't drafted guys, you know. And then is Wiseman better year 2? I don't know.
I don't know why people were out on Wiseman. I know he got hurt, but like, he was a really good player when he played. Like, people were talking like, oh, he's like I love the guy I'm about to name, but like, they're talking about him like he's Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, he's freaking 18 years old last year.
What would you have done if I put Marvin Bagley as my most improved player, by the way? Because I almost did it. Like, I may or may not have him 2 on my list.
Yeah, I just forget Marvin Bagley's in the NBA, so take that for however you want it.
Hey, room for improvement.
Yeah, room for improvement. You're 15 and Marvin Bagley, and people will be like, oh, Marvin, what do you think? One more? So tomorrow night, Nets, Bucks, Warriors, Lakers is your Tuesday night tip-off. First games of the year. So we'll get in. We want family out there. Comment in. Who's going to the Eastern Conference Finals? You're way too early. And your Western Conference Finals. Comment in as you're doing that. And when you're done, make sure you're writing all this down. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. The Lawnmower 4.0, the ball deodorant, ball wipes. You got the nose trimmers, the ear trimmers, everything. Cologne, body wash. My goodness. A little bit for everybody. You know what we forgot tonight too is the member wheel. You know, we forgot about that.
Oh, Ralphie's not. I was gonna tell you beforehand. Ralphie's not with us tonight, so I was gonna ask you if we could delay it for Wednesday for when we're doing live reactions.
Yeah, because I got Tyrese Maxey coming to our next member, and you become an A2D member for $9.99 a month. Pin right in our comment section, right in our comment section on YouTube. You get picks from Nate Moss, Money Pop Podcast, and I just threw a better ball than Jalen Hurts, and I was underhand. And you get Willie Vegas daily fantasy advice. You get in the jersey member wheel spin at least twice a week, if not more. So you get involved in that, and you get 20% off A2D gear. So you get a little something for everybody becoming an A2D member. And you're winning your money back. I mean, bigger than that, you're winning your money back. So who's going to become our next member? That's the question. Who becomes our next member tonight?
Hope somebody joins soon, because, Tom, you shouldn't have told me you had a Maxey jersey. You better lock the studio door.
Lock all windows and doors.
You might be seeing my car emerge.
Speaking of daily fantasy, I won $1,000 last night.
I saw that.
Fine. Oh, yeah, it was great. It was a good time. I went from 5,000 to 1,000 in a matter of a Diggs pick six and a CD Lamb touchdown. But still, good finish. Monday Night Football's on tonight.
You and I had
to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points to $50 value. FanUp.app, right on the Apple Store. Go check them out. Download the app, and you get bonus points for just downloading the app, too. So you're going to walk in with a lot of bonus points walking around, and that's a no-brainer. And you can get your contests in for Monday Night Football right now. Plus, they have parlays you can do. They have all kinds of stuff you can do. So get in and FanUp. I'm telling you, it's a buddy of mine. I love playing it. I've won money, right? They text you right away, right, to get your Venmo account or your PayPal to make sure they have your right account information, and you get paid immediately. And no salary caps on your daily fantasy, which is great. Great time. FanUp. Go download the app. Use promo code HUD. 5,000 bonus points at FanUp.app. What were you going to say, Ryan?
No, I was just going to say, not to stray away from too much, but coming off of you having the hot week with 1,000, you and I know this isn't a Wednesday thing, but you're starting to see some separation as far as our locks of the week.
Yeah, I feel like I had a good week.
Oh, you still have, I think you have Titans cover tonight. Frank sent me your locks because I wasn't on last week.
I don't remember. What were they? Do you have them?
I do. I got to find it in the chat.
I know I was 11-5 going into these locks.
So you at the moment, you are 12-6 right now.
All right, so I'm 1-1.
Yes, but you're looking good for tonight because I remember you saying, like, I remember reading it being like, oh, there's a good chance that happened.
What did I take tonight? Did I take Tennessee?
I think so. I believe so. Let me see. I think you had not to win, but you had them to cover because I think the line's crazy.
I think it's 6 now. I think it's up to 6.
Let's see, Frank in here. Eagles cover, Titans cover, Browns outright. Those are your 3 this week. So you hit on the Eagles, Browns no, and then you said Titans cover.
Okay.
And me, so I was 2-0 up until the Cowboys game last night because I bet the over for the Patriots, and we were all watching that. The over didn't look good because the over was 50.5. And for like 2 minutes ago, it was 20-21 or something, or like 24-20. And then it just went crazy. So the over hit. So you and I right now, you are at a 65% clip winning percentage, and I'm at a 72% clip.
Yeah, but I'm not available right now because that's like I got another one to go here. So.
Oh no. Yeah. So you can go way up.
You know what I mean, I can jump. I can get the 13-6 right now. So slow down over there. Don't think you're running away with it too quick.
Hey, listen. Oh no. You and I are in a good spot because Ralphie may or may not be at a 6% winning percentage.
Jesus God.
And no, Greg Mayer,
the opposite of what Ralph Del Vecchio has been taking on HUD Radio, and you are cleaning up.
Yes,
I might start going the opposite of him to really gain some fucking ground right here.
Well, did you know his? I didn't know this at the time. He told me this.
Dan up, Jesus God, Don. I am so just like blah. Don. No, they're working on having it for all sports. But right now it's just for football, but they are working on having it all. It has like the sections up there for all sports. So I would assume basketball's coming too.
Mm-hmm. So who are your 4 final teams, Doc? Who are your 2 in the East, 2 in the West? You said it's gonna get aggressive in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Milwaukee.
Okay.
Going back, and Sixers.
Well, you know what my question is.
Loser. Without the loser in the building, they get over the hump.
So Maxi's our Nick Foles.
Sure. I would hope he has a little bit better of a career than Nick Foles. But yes.
Hey, he'll put it together at the right time, though, Tom.
Listen, I'm just thinking that he is maybe, he is moved and they move on from it and they get something, good enough back in return that makes us deeper. And we look at our roster as an extremely deep one with scoring all over the place. And I think that finally playing on the opposite of a power play offensively in the fourth quarter of games goes away. And Joel Embiid can really shine in some of these moments. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm hoping that they just get over they get over the hump finally. Maybe it's a year where we don't expect them to, right? Because rightfully so. Right? Rightfully so. Like, you shouldn't expect them to, right, this year to get over the hump, everything that's going on. But that's usually when that kind of shit happens. Right? You know how weird these freaking sports are. Right? I mean, what's their over-under win total in Vegas right now? I gotta go look that up.
I think it's 50. I think it's 50.
Oh, it's 50.
Let's see. Sixers over under win total. 51.5.
That's a little low. What's Milwaukee's?
Let me see. Sports line. No, I don't want game odds. This thing could just never show me what I need to see. 1 second. NBA over under wins 2021. Okay. Let's see here. We have. So the Brooklyn Nets are at the top with 55.5. Milwaukee's 54.5.
Okay. All right. So they still So they still have us at, like, they still consider us, and Vegas does right here too. I mean, Eastern Conference winner. The Nets are plus 100. Milwaukee's plus 390. Sixers are plus 750. That has the Sixers as the third.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a big drop off. So I just found the updated one. So
and then Miami's plus 900. Right, so they're your top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference according to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And then the drop off goes to the Hawks plus 1,500.
Well, you know what's crazy?
That's to win it. The East.
Well, the win total, there's a big drop off too. So you've got, like I said, you've got the Nets at 55.5, Milwaukee 54.5. Then you've got a 4 total win total drop off to the Sixers at 50.5. Then you go to Miami at 48.5, Celtics 46, and then it just gives the top 5. But that shows there's some separation there.
Oh my God. So do you realize on DraftKings that there is a special Ben Simmons special? Ben Simmons to convert the first free throw attempt of the regular season.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could bet on anything.
There's a Ben Simmons special. Like, as you're scrolling through the NBA. Like, on the NBA, like, tab. There's literally a Ben Simmons special. Like, game lines, player props, right? You scroll all the way through, and it says, Ben Simmons special.
You going to put a couple on it, Tom?
Where's he shoot these free throws at?
The local Y? Are
they taking it, like, are they in Hawaii? Does Hawaii get, like, an expansion team? Like, where are these taking it?
Is he doing it on Zoom?
Right? Like, it's just that's crazy though. That's crazy that's where it's at.
I thought you were going to say, like, the odds of him showing up. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No. So number 1 seed, like I said, the Nets are we're listed as the 3 seed in Vegas.
So you know what? I'm upset because so you said you had Sixers Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, I just think I screw the Nets. I'm not taking the Nets.
See, I'm upset for this reason. Because I have the same exact thing.
Do you really?
I do.
Good. We're on to something.
Because I continuously said it. I'm not going to, again, do I think it's going to sting at the beginning without Simmons? Yeah. Do I think it might hurt us in the standings? Yeah. Especially if we don't get anything for it.
Team already. We're a better postseason team already.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because here's the thing. We're going to eventually get something for him. There's no way he sits at the whole year and because Daryl's not going to do that. Like, I think the guy's freaking crazy, which is a big reason why I like him, because him and I think they very similar. Like, just trade everybody. But there's no way. There's going to be a point where, okay, I'm just going to accept something, or maybe he goes back to the well. So even if it's that D'Angelo Russell, which I'm not a D'Angelo Russell guy, or whatever, I don't even know what's even left on the table. If we simply had a point guard that did his job 25% of the way, I think we get past the second round of the Eastern standings, or at least the Eastern Finals. I think we get to the Eastern Conference Finals if we just had a point guard to do his job, and if our center didn't have one leg at the time. But I truly do believe that whatever this roster looks like, it's going to be better to win in the postseason. So I have us getting over the hump. I don't have us getting to the finals. I have us losing to Milwaukee. But I have us finally, after all these years, Tom, getting past the second round. And to your point, I'm not saying we shouldn't change our expectations if the season goes really well, but we shouldn't be going into it saying finals or bust.
No, we shouldn't be going into it saying that, but I mean, we're still in that conversation now. I mean, Vegas is telling you you're in the conversation. We just haven't dissected it like we would have without all the extra going on. So we haven't got really a chance to figure out where we are as a basketball team yet either. That's why Wednesday's sneaking up on us. I'm excited for Wednesday. One, I really want this basketball team to win without them. I don't care if it's the Pelicans, whoever you're playing. I want to win without him. I want to win without him here to show him to kiss our ass. Kiss our ass. That's what I want. And that's what we deserve, because we sat through a lot. All right? And then to deserve a loser like this, right? We didn't deserve this. We didn't deserve sitting through all those years to have a self-entitled prick talking to us like he knows more basketball than us.
Well, I think it's the year where we finally find out, even though we've kind of talked about it for years, Tom, so it wouldn't be shocking to us. It's going to reveal how much Simmons helped us in the regular season, but hurt us in the postseason. That's what I think is going to explain that light switch that literally has happened the last 4 years, to where things are going all great. It's going smooth as hell in the regular season, but for some reason, you can't get over that hump in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I think it starts and ends with him. Who are your two teams in the West?
Give me the Jazz. Are weird to me, so I'm not taking the Jazz.
Same.
Well, let's be real. I mean, the Lakers should be there.
Yep.
They should be there. So I'm going to take them because that's who should be there as one of them.
You and I are going to take the same freaking the West Finals too. You're going to say the same team I have, which is the proper answer.
Who?
It's Golden State against Lakers, with Golden State winning at 7.
Yeah, that would be that would be the ratings. Yeah, I'm gonna go Warriors. Wait, we'll go the same. We'll go clean sweep, because they're in my head, and I'm like, get the Warriors out of my fucking head right there. Like, that's what I didn't want. I wanted them out of my head. I wanted them out of my head. Instead of Ben Simmons, Polly, right behind them.
Ben Simmons. It's panic meter Ben Simmons, and if anyone doesn't know what that means I don't know what it's at. My panic meter is whatever Ben Simmons is doing. If he's playing,
I've caught more passes this sitting here than Jalen Reagor's caught in his career.
Bill, what are you saying to me? I see him. He's been trying to get my attention the last hour. Every year should be finals or bust. Isn't that what the team and coach was expected to do last year? Such a cop-out that Sixers fans are okay with a playoff spot. I mean, 8 teams make it. Well, Bill, actually 11 teams make it, if we're being technical.
No, Bill, I think their finals are bust. They are. I mean, they got Joel Embiid in his prime on their roster. That equals finals are bust. I don't remember Ryan saying that they weren't. Maybe just because all the hoopla, our brains are a little foggy right now. So if he said that they are finals or bust, I'll disagree with him there too. But I mean, like they are, as long as this guy is an MVP caliber player and he's on your roster. If you're not doing enough on your roster, the surround him, right? You didn't bring in Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey and have Joel Embiid to not be finals or bust in terms of your expectations. Like that's
Bill,
just the way it is right now.
Bill, all I said at the Open was that I can't start thinking about finals or bust because I don't know what this team is. So I can't, like this time last year, I was saying I expect a parade. The year before, I was saying I expect a parade. I don't know what to say because I don't know what the team is. Because I don't know if a certain guy wants to play. I don't know if the guy's going to play. I don't know if the guy's going to play ever again. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even basing it off of him. I just think without him, their finals are bust too. Like they just are. You know what I mean? And that's just because they have Joel Embiid. So you need to figure out to do something before at the deadline, etc., to put things around him to get to where you need to get to. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's where I'm at with that. So they're not gonna, I'm not gonna allow this to dictate where they should be going in the direction they should be going. If he's here or not here.
Bill, you know I'm telling you, Bill, I'm saying, Tom, am I making sense, Tom? I'm saying I can't label it yet because I don't know what the team is. This is where Tom and I differs. Tom's saying regardless, whether he's here or not, he expects the finals. I am not saying that because I don't know what the team is. I'm not saying, oh, well, regardless, even if I knew if it was the team, I'm going to take it slow. I'm not freaking Chrome. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it.
I'm going to put pressure on them now, right? I mean, I've given them a lot of passes, etc., right, over years of not getting to where they need to get to, right? Like last year's was finals or bust. They lost to the fucking Atlanta Hawks. And everybody's back, okay? Everybody's back. So, like, right, you have your opinion on it, and that's totally fine. I have mine too, and it's finals or bust, right? And that's just the way it is. You can't. How do you not? You lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Everything was set up for you. So as an organization, you better figure out how to get over that. Or you wasted Joel Embiid. You wasted you wasted all these things.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
What does plan on playing mean?
I don't know.
Not you, John. Like, you know, I mean, I'm just like plans to play. Plans to play? Plans to play when? Did he say like on Wednesday, Johnny? Like, was that what it was? Was that what the question asked? Like, Ben plans to play Wednesday? Or plans to play like this season? Because if it's this season, like, what do you mean you plan to play? You know what I mean? Like, are you playing or you're not playing, right? Now, Wednesday plan to play is like breaking news here. If you're breaking news here.
I don't know if I
can playing Wednesday?
Tom, I don't know if I can.
Oh my God, you just had like the craziest remix right there. Yeah, it was like, I don't know. Anybody hear that out there? Or was that just me? Let me make sure I'm not going crazy on my end. That was, wow, you gotta listen back. You're muted now. Yeah, we got nothing.
Hello?
Yeah, it's back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. See, Ben Simmons is breaking stuff now.
Well, Colin, you have to go in like this. It's Eastern Conference Finals or bust. They still have Joel Embiid. So how many years? Everybody came in these chats for years telling me how they're wasting Joel's prime, right? That's all I heard in our chats, Kyle. Right? Oh, like not from you. I'm just saying in general, right? Wasting Joe's prime. Well, you better get over the hump because the prime ain't last forever. And I'm a guy who says he can play till he's 32, 33 at a high level. But it's not going to last forever. So you better start getting the pieces around the win. And I'm not saying cut the nets down. I'm just telling you they got to get to an Eastern Conference final.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing, Tom. It's like, it's not like we were on the doorsteps of the finals. We were 2 rounds away from it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we lost to a team that were better than. And that shouldn't mean that we're okay with like going in a different direction. as a basketball team. And we do know who the starting point guard is, though, Colin. We do know. Come on. If Ben's playing, it's going to be Ben. If Ben's not playing, then it's going to be Tyrese Maxey. We all know that. We don't have these big question marks. We have one. Is this fraud playing or not? And I don't care if he's not playing. Their expectations still have to be finals or bust. They still have an MVP. They still have a goddamn MVP candidate. So if you're in Denver, you're not saying, hey, we're good enough to go to the Western Conference Finals. Absolutely they are. They got Joker. I know they don't got Jamal Murray, but they still got Joker. They're still going to be in every freaking basketball game.
Well, at least they know with Jamal Murray. They know he's eventually coming back.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
If you have that kind of player, you better be like that, especially the big man position. I'm not going to say that about Portland has Dame, so they should go to the Western Conference Finals. No, but if I'm a Portland fan, I would say, we got a shot with Dame.
Well,
he go off for a series, we steal a series. So, but ours is different because we've been trying to get over this hump. And to give it a cop out of Ben Simmons for us as fans isn't fair to us. To say, well, if Ben's not here, then that shouldn't be finals bust. Fuck you guys. What have we been doing here? Fuck Daryl, fuck ownership. No, so we're going to waste another year of not getting to where we should be getting to. I mean, Vegas is telling you that you're a top 3 seed by their odds. Their odds are telling you, and they don't know. They got a special bet for Ben Simmons, so they don't know. You know what I'm saying, guys? So if they're telling you that right now they have the same answers we have. He's here, probably going to play since he's here, right? So if all that is equal where nobody knows, and they have us at a 3, then our expectation sure as hell better be get over the damn hump. Because who's better? Literally the drop-off when I really looked at it on a gambling site and not just on the ESPN app, looking through the standings on who's going to go where. It really clears it up for you. I mean, Miami to finish the number 1 seed is plus 1,600. Plus 16 and 600 plus 7. That's gigantic.
It is. Yeah, it is a big drop-off. You're right there.
Gigantic. And Atlanta's plus fucking 3,000. Boston plus 3,500. Bulls, who I like, and people are going, well, you hate Levine. I like Lonzo a lot. I like them. I like DeRozan. They're better. Now Vegas is telling you plus 8,000 to be the 1 seed, right? This is for the 1 seed. Their odds would be different as I went down seeding. Indiana, who Ryan likes a lot, and they're a tough basketball team. They're plus 10,000.
It's aggressive. That's aggressive.
So it's a fun bet. Put $5 on it, right? But you guys know what I'm trying to say. The odds are telling you that you're not as good as the other ones because the Nets are minus 135 to be the 1 seed, right? And Milwaukee's plus 180. So there's a huge drop off from 2 to you, but from you to everybody else is a major drop off. So it's almost Vegas is telling you, you're a 3 seed right now. So if you're telling me I'm a 3 seed, I'm in the conference semifinals again, I'm squaring everybody up on the street if I ain't getting the Eastern Conference Finals again. I'm fighting everybody.
Yeah,
everybody.
I agree with that.
So that's why I'm saying I'm getting us out of where we just were before we started the show, which is oh my God, the NBA is here, and I'm a huge NBA guy, but it's here, but with all the extra with 2-5, it's our excitement hasn't been able to get going for it. Because it's been oh my God, now it's here. So fuck him. I'm not going to let him not get me excited. I'm not going to let him get in the way of what these expectations still should be. Because real quick, last thing. If we like Maxey as much as we all clamor to do, we should still have us saying, hey, Eastern Conference Finals are bust.
Well, and somebody texted me this yesterday, and they said, are you excited about the season? And I said, well, I can't say I'm excited because it doesn't even feel like they left. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like we had an off season.
No, that show literally ended, and I remember it quite well. And then all hell broke loose, right? So I mean, from that show on in June to where we are now, it felt like it was yesterday. Yeah, honest to God, like I literally felt like we just did that show. You could have told me I did that show last week, and I've been like, oh yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I probably remember the words that came out of my damn mouth that night, and I don't remember any show I do, and that show sticks with me.
Yeah, I mean, we spent all summer with the trials and tribulations of the Sixers and Ben Simmons. It never left. We didn't even have a week off from it. You know what I'm saying? The only time we stopped talking about it is when we kind of relaxed in August because we're like, okay, we're done talking about this. You know what I'm saying? But like up until when we went on the on the break, we were still talking Simmons. We weren't talking Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Like it was Simmons and Sixers.
Yep.
So like I never feel like we got an off season. I never feel like it's a reset. It's like, okay, this is a continuation from whatever the hell happened in late June. So like it doesn't. So like, yeah, I'm excited because I get to finally get back to no BS, just basketball. But it's like on literally the eve of the season, we have like the press conference among all press conferences. So it's like, I can't. It's like, okay, we have to somehow survive tomorrow before we can start talking about basketball again. And it's crazy.
But that's like I wanted my job to be right there.
Oh no, you got me more locked in than I was.
Is to say to you like, no, don't say that because I know what you're saying, but I'm like me and Bill made a good point to the point of like, hold on, let me hit the brake real quick because let's not go off the rails and saying like, well, we don't know what to expect. Like, rightfully so. I totally hear that side of it, and I'm right there. An hour and a half ago, or an hour 41:40 ago, I'm like, I don't know what to expect. The more I thought about it, the more we talked basketball tonight, and that's it. The more I said, fuck the cop out. Like that's an organizational cop out, and Daryl Morey cop out, and Doc Rivers cop out if we don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I know how good the Milwaukee Bucks are, and I know how good the Brooklyn Nets are. I get it.
Distraction. That's what it is. It's playing into the distraction. If we would go into the season like we did at the beginning of the show, where this isn't fun. Oh, it's not about basketball anymore. Like, no, screw that. Like, this is pretty much the same team, if not better.
Listen, this could be worse, right? We come into the season thinking like we are Eagles fans, right? Right, where it's like, yeah, I'm going to try to get cute and have them try to win 10 games, but in reality, that's not realistic, right? I mean, it can be. It's the NFL. Anything's possible, but in reality, it's just not. It's not enough. And we're actually coming into a season now. We're dealing with all the extra that in Vegas and around the league. We're thought of as a top 1 to 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they still believe in us as that, and I still believe in this team as that. So you know what? Screw it. Let's go win something because I'm tired of it. This is the year you go win something because of this bitch. Like we deserve to get over the hump without him. That's why I want everybody locking into right now. And you cannot, and I'm not the king of yelling waste Joel's years. Ryan knows this more than anybody. I'm getting into the time now where I got no time for prayer services and healing knees. You got to win. You got to win. So part of Daryl Morey, I'll agree with. Part of ownership, I'll agree with. I probably decline the LeVert Brogdon deal as well. The more I'm talking about it, I probably decline it and say, no. Is that going to win me a championship? No, it's not. It's just not. Does it make me better? Sure, I'm better. Championship better? I don't know. I'm probably just as good with just Maxey and Shake running my guards too. So, right? I mean, at least them two are probably going to play. Right? But you know what I mean? So, like that's where I stand. We won't be as good without him, but I think they're going to try to either make a deal for him or he's going to come play. And it's one of the two, obviously. It's not a sit out. It's impossible.
So what you're saying, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what you're saying is, which if you're saying this, I agree with it. Short term, they may not be better without him, but long term, they are.
I think once this basketball team plays with each other, right, they'll fix some of the defensive issues that could come with having a small backcourt with Maxey and Seth, and they can overcome some of those issues. So short term, like, yeah. But I mean, I don't know who they're getting back for him, but they would have made that deal if they're up for making any deal, right? So I'm actually happy that they don't think like me sometimes, or I would have shipped them out for anything you would have gave me back at one point, right? Because that's almost what you don't want to do too. You want to hold him over the fire a little bit. Hold on. You think you dictate what goes on here?
Well, and we talked about this a month ago, and I truly believe this is what Daryl, again, could come back and bite him, but who knows? And I've said from the beginning that I'm on the pirate ship with him, to where whatever he does, I'm going to trust him because of how excited we were to get him in the first place. I think he's really holding out for that November 4th date, because at that time, that's where a lot of the 3-month no trade clause contract periods, they go off, to where a lot of the organizational rosters become available. The newly signed guys then become available. So then you're giving not only your own team, the Sixers, but whoever team you're trading with, about 2.5 weeks to figure out who they are, what we are. That way they can assess and, oh, we need this. Or, oh, I think this guy's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're given an extra 2 weeks to where, yeah, maybe they're not the most complete team if Simmons doesn't play for the entirety of the 2 weeks. And it's just, Shake and Maxey running your point for the time being. But in 2 weeks, well, instead of just saying, oh, well, Malcolm Brogdon's Karis LeVert is the best you can do. Get it now, done. Doc and Daryl, they're massaging it. And they're saying, well, let's see what the market is in 2 weeks. When not only other organizations will know what they have, but their rosters will be all available.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, Rye, is hold on, you ain't dictating shit to us. And that's a little, putting your foot down, which I like too, in a way. You want out of here, come play. Come up your trade value. Right? And that's got to be the conversations that were had. Well, if there even was any. Or Doc and Ben sat down and Doc sold him on being here. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out in a couple of weeks. Because if this guy's here in a couple of weeks and he's playing, he's not going anywhere.
No. Well,
they're not going to play 41 games and deal him. Like, no. I just don't see that unless you have some of the same issues and you're like, okay, we're moving on. But, I just don't see them. If they're in a good spot, like hypothetically, they're a 1 or 2 seed. They're a 1 or 2 seed, 41 games in. They're not going to deal them then. At least I don't want to think they would. But maybe they're over it's crap too. There's so much to not know.
It's the most highly anticipated week of, I'm not even going to say game. The most highly anticipated week of stuff I can remember, because it's just a bunch of stuff. It's a game, then it's a game, then it's a friggin' press conference. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a million reports in between. Like, I feel like we have a good pulse in the city, Tom, like from doing this, but no one has a friggin' clue what this is going to look like by the end of this week. Like, who the hell knows?
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Better yet, 2 weeks from now. Better yet, 3 weeks from now. 4 weeks from now. So, Tom, what player is borderline star, solid player you'd be cool with Sixers trading for? Yeah, I guess a guy like CJ or something like that, right? I mean, I don't know. Let the season get going a little bit, and then I'll have a better idea.
Well, I think
not that I don't have some guys in mind, but like let me see who's not, like, what teams aren't necessarily playing well that'd be up for getting rid of guys.
I think it's also going to come in what this team shows without Ben. If they are lacking and if they're struggling with scoring, well, they're going to go and they're going to try and get a couple scores. If they need somebody who's just an all-around facilitator, then they're going to go with a facilitator. If they need somebody who's more of a 3-and-D guy, they're going to go with a 3-and-D guy. And I'm not just saying it's 1 for 1. I'm just saying the headliner. I doubt CJ McCollum would be the only guy coming back, but he would be the headliner.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I wanted to read this because M Heavy, you're not wrong. I talked about this. I know me and Ryan talked about it earlier. The chemistry is the biggest question mark here, right? But I would assume with like who this head coach is, some of the veterans you have on this basketball team, that if he wasn't all in or them conversations didn't go the way they thought they should, that I don't know. I don't know, but I completely agree with you. You can't have the distraction. So he's either got to just start playing right now or he can't play at all. So, what
it's
John
all
brought up.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah, what John brought up earlier, he plans to play. I asked him, I didn't see the response, but plans to play what? Wednesday? Or plans to play this season? That's what I don't know. What's his athletic report? Season opener is Wednesday night, 8:00 in New Orleans. So
I will throw one thing out the door. As much as I think the guy's an idiot, I don't really see him. Because people were saying, "Oh, what if he plays Wednesday or Friday?" But he's clearly going 50%. He's not trying hard. I think if there's even a chance of that happening, it's like I don't think that ever happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, because not only would he be embarrassing himself by looking bad, which we know his little friggin' ego can't take, but then I think the whole, the players don't care. The players are, they're just happy to have him back. I think that goes out the window very quickly because then
he's not going to tank. He's just not.
No. Well, then he's affecting with them. You know what I'm saying? Like now you're affecting my money.
Yeah, he's not going to attack his own personal image over this too. He'll continue to do the things that he thinks make his image look good, and that's not shoot and all those things. You know what I mean? He plays with poor body language already. I agree with Pat. So some of the things we saw, some of these things came out. Okay, so Rob says according to Athletic, he plans to play eventually, but the factors leading to that actually happening remain a mystery. Jesus God. See, eventually. This is what I got no time for.
Nope.
No, Young Doss, he wants no part of nothing. The guy's a fucking... What I'm even more upset about is I look forward to NBA season probably more than anybody. I know Ryan looks forward to it a ton, too.
Oh, that's my number one sport. Yeah, that's my number one. I love baseball.
Basketball, football, baseball are all right there for me. I don't rank anymore. I love all three, right? So I just don't rank. I used to rank all the time. Now I don't rank because it just depends. Like when the Sixers are good, but I like the NBA anyway.
Yeah.
But we talked 2 hours almost now about this fucking guy.
This guy's feelings.
And so tomorrow's going to be telling, and not that he's going to say anything. Just that, something's got to be said.
I'm shocked. I'm even going to say this. And this could be like that. This is an example of like the bar being so friggin' low, everybody. So I'm not trying to hand out participation trophies to this. Like it's almost an atrocity that I'm even having to say this. But part of me would almost give him credit if he answers questions tomorrow. But like, isn't that pathetic, Tom? That like I'm even like giving the guy credit for being a professional. Like, but that's like that shows how little I think of him as a human. So we're like, I would be shocked if he answers a question tomorrow. Like, I would bet he shows up, reads the piece of paper that he's given from Rich Paul, and leaves.
Yeah, there's no way of me disagreeing with that.
Bill, he says, question Ryan, Tommy, don't you guys think if he plays and plays well, but then all of a sudden he has a typical funk for a week or so, there's going to be an issue regardless of how well he's doing? I think he's just an issue, period, Bill. That's why I think Tom and I are saying, like, dude, either show up day one and actually show that you've improved or get out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm so excited for the season to start. Still excited to try to go get wins. I'm still excited to try to see what this roster, looks like as a whole. And, hopefully we don't have to talk about him.
You know what I'm so excited for, Tom? And this is a cheap plug for us, a little programming thing. So Ralphie and I did this last night. I know you guys can't read that. You know what all that is? That's every Wednesday show for the next 6 months. And you know what all that is? That's a lot of live reactions.
Mm-hmm. A lot of live reactions.
So that I'm jacked up for.
Hopefully a lot of go ones.
Yeah, we've got Lakers on here. Like, We've got Pelicans. We've got the Bulls in a couple weeks. We've got the Warriors late at night. It's going to be like a 9:30, 10 o'clock start on the 24th, the day before Thanksgiving. We've got Heat. We've got 2 Lakers games. We've got some Nets. We've got some Celtics. And that's just on Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. This guy makes it miserable. Yeah, it has been tragic, young Das. Instead of being holding yourself accountable, he's going the other way. So I don't, it's sad. It's sad. I don't. He could bring down the whole team. It just depends. I just can't see him handling it either. Oh
no, because he for once in his life would actually hand over control to somebody else. Like if he has to answer questions tomorrow, all the control is gone. Like sure, he could be like next question, but if he says next question, that's going to be twisted and turned a million different ways.
Yeah, it was fun in all the wrong ways, Rob. You know what I mean? Game 7 live reactions. All the wrong reasons.
Haven't gone back and watched the second of that game.
But a lot of sports on tonight, like Bill said. You got Flyers on now. Puck's about to drop here in a minute. And you got ALCS, Game 3 in Boston. And you got Monday Night Football, who I still, for some reason, like the Tennessee Titans tonight.
Oh, I also want to congratulate you, Tom, on an absolute atrocious win over me. Or atrocious, I guess, by me. In fantasy.
Here you go. Don't even congratulate me then. You know what I mean? If you're already gonna
atrocious by me. By me.
Ben Simmons presser tomorrow.
By me. Atrocious by
I had a
me.
bad week. No credit to you for beating me. Everything that went wrong for me went wrong.
You might have given
127. Put up 127. Have a little respect. Can I put up 127?
You might have handed the schedule makers a quick $5. I see it.
I mean, shit. My best player. Same with you. I mean, Lamar only had 11 points. Herbert had 11. Neither one of them did anything in that game for us.
They forgot how to play football yesterday, Tom. The Chargers.
I mean, if you look at it, I'm thankful for Fournette, DeAndre, Gasecki, Thielen. I mean, that's the only reason. That's the reason I won. And then, yeah, I mean,
ooh, this is a good question, actually. All right, Tom.
Get some down ones.
If you're Ben Simmons, how are you answering this question? So, Tom, I'm a reporter. Do you regret how you handled everything from season's ends to today, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know exactly what you say. You say like, hey, I could have handled things differently. I didn't handle everything the right way. Not everybody knows all the details of it, but I got to grow. I got to be better. I got to be more accountable, and you move on from that.
I told you before the show what he's going to say, Tom.
Besides, next question.
Mm-hmm. Citing off the court mental struggles. Because nobody, real or not saying nobody's in his head, but if that's what he says,
fuck him.
No one will.
No one. Because I can promise you what's coming. If he tries this game with me tomorrow, expect a nuclear video. All right, a nuclear freaking video. All right, then retire. And I'm not. And I'm Mr. Advocate for mental health and addiction. I get it. All right, it's real. But literally, retire. If this is what you've been able to, you're going to lift up every rock until you can find what you're looking for. And here we go. We got a cop out of mental health in terms of Ben Simmons. Retire. Hand back the Ferraris, the Maseratis,
the 12 houses,
all the houses,
swimming pools.
Because I mean, I think this fan base will expose his ass if he tries that.
Mhm.
Like, so I actually think he actually gets it. It actually comes twofold at him.
Well, I think he says it because he doesn't care about this fan base anymore. He's more looking national. And the national perspective is going to be.
Doesn't that kill his value, though? Like, that's the thing. If you're Rich Paul, do you allow that to be said? Because you got to factor it all ways now. Because does that kill his value? I don't know. But to me, it does.
Again, in a real world, Tom, yes.
Oh, in a real world of general managers and executives and owners, right? Does that not kill his value?
I say no, because I think, again, this would be a wrong decision, but I think GMs would then feel better about going into business with him because they would say, well, it's a mental block. It's not ability. It's not, oh, he doesn't have talent. He still has talent, but it's about, well, he went through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? To where like, oh, it's not that he can't shoot a basketball or he can't be better. It's that, oh, well, he had a tough 6 months. And it's going to get better because, again, it's perfect. He had the tough 6 months. Therefore, he needs the mental reset. Therefore, he needs a new home because it creates separation. I'm telling you, it's 1 to 2 to 3. And he can't be better off the court until he gets fully away from the old situation. He's ready to move on. He appreciates all the opportunities. Thanks for the memories. But peace. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he gets away with that. So I just no way. There's no way. Not here. Not through everything that's happened here. Like, he's almost not allowed to say that. And I feel like anybody with a feel out there, right, would call that bullshit quick. Right? That's like my thoughts on it. Like, anybody with a feel out there is like, hey, yeah, okay, bro. Okay. Yeah, you got a mental block. All right. You know, I mean, now it's a mental thing. All right. We see you. Right? Like, that's if I'm a GM or an executive out there. I feel like that's how that should be perceived.
Mm-hmm.
It probably should be. So, like, I just can't think that. I mean, Rich Paul probably is, but I just can't think that he'd have the people in his ear to pull that move. You know what I mean? I could see them pulling that move, but I just think it's freaking outlandish because they should have a clue on what the backlash of that is going to be for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to get even uglier. Like, if you didn't think the thing could get any uglier, that would be the final kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
On the whole thing. Like, I don't know if he's traded for me and you. Like, seriously, like, I don't know if we're good enough to be put in the deal. I think teams might say, you know what, these guys got potential.
They'll actually shoot.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
They might not make, but they'll shoot.
This is where we're at. This is where we are at. So we're probably not going to find out anything tomorrow.
And if we do, expect Tom to have a video.
Yeah. I mean, the most you're going to have is I plan on playing. I love my teammates. I love the coaches. Yeah, you might get some of that, but nothing like of any great importance, right? Can we all agree on that?
Completely agree.
Or you could always get what Ryan said. Could always get the mental health. Could be dabbling in. I
would be beyond shocked if I ever see him in uniform ever again.
But I agree with you. I don't think he's answering any questions.
Nope.
I do agree with you. Listen, family, make sure you go check out Gleason's Bar. It is located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Okay, you just can't use it through like Grubhub and third-party apps, right? So you just have to go through their place. Go try their cheesesteak. All right, freaking phenomenal, delicious, and it's that like perfect. It's a perfect like environment, like everybody knows your name type bar. right? And I love it. So, family, go out there, get yourself a cheesesteak if you're around the area. All right, I know we got plenty of listeners in or around the Levitt. I can't even say Levittown tonight. Levittown location. Isn't Levittown like? It feels like it's not spelled like that on the screen either. It spells like there's like 13 like T's in there.
I thought there was like an H or a G or a Z.
But Gleason's Bar, go check it out. All right, they're the show sponsor every Friday night of Fan Friday. I know Jake was just up there having a cheesesteak. So go grab a cheesesteak, dine in, take out, whatever you do. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order. Do it. Do it. Go check them out. Tell them A2D sent you. We're also brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tool for the job with Manscaped. That's Ryan Brotto. I'm Tom Arnone. And our main show sponsor for Monday Morning Quarterback Maxi season is FanUp. And FanUp is the best way to enjoy your fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points. That's a $50 value. FanUp.app right on the Apple Store. Go check them out. FanUp. Get in the Monday night contest. Rye, great show. Family out there, thanks for tuning in. Sports Hounds live in 30 seconds here on A2D Radio. Hit your like, hit your subscribe, turn your alerts on. Followed by the boys on the Flight Zone. We out.